Horrible leg breaks makes me feel sick. Ugh. Right, so this video we're talking about leg breaks in MMA. What should we be doing about them? Is there anything we can do about them? And that's coming up. What's up, fight fans? My name's Will Butler. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you like MMA and fitness, you might want to consider smashing that subscribe button. So we're talking about leg breaks, and more specifically about when someone throws a roundhouse kick, someone checks it and it hits their knee and then they snap their leg. What should we be doing about it? Like, is there anything we can be doing about it? And basically the answer's no. Like, there's not a lot we could be doing about it, and I don't want you as young fighters to be doing anything about it. Don't start going mad with your shin conditioning. I actually been telling some of my fighters to stop doing shin conditioning. Why? Well, that's what I'm going to explain now. When you're doing a lot of shin conditioning, you're battering your shins, it's miserable, and sometimes you don't want to be training the next day, so you're missing out on training just to try and strengthen up your shins, especially if you're doing over-the-top shin conditioning and maybe not necessarily doing it the correct way. I will be making a video on how to do shin conditioning, but basically you get shin conditioning just by doing your normal training. Like, one of the ways to condition your shins properly is just to kick the bag over and over and over again, and it's going to condition your shins. But you should be doing that anyway, not just for shin conditioning, to practice your kicks. You're going to get better, more powerful kicks, and the shin conditioning just comes along with it. As with sparring, the shin conditioning comes along with it. But doing over the top things like hitting your legs with wooden things, or rubbing wooden things up and down your legs, I think it's too over the top. Because like I say, you're going to bruise your shins too bad, and then you might not necessarily want to be doing training the next day. Now, back to a pet of fighters where I've actually broken their legs in the cage. One theory is sometimes that they've been doing, like I said, about too much shin conditioning, and their shins are not actually healed for when they go to fight. So they might already have a crack or an injury in their shin. So then when they go to throw that kick and the opponent checks it, that's just the icing on the cake, and that's what actually snaps their leg. Now, I believe that could be the case, but I believe basically it's just something that comes with the sport. It's ugly, it's nasty, but it doesn't happen that much. Not really, not when you think about it, not with all them hundreds of fights that go on throughout the year. Like, if you had statistics, which there probably might be some out there, but if you had statistics on how many leg breaks there are, to how many fights, to how many kicks are being thrown, it's not that massive, I bet. And plus, you can break your leg other ways. I mean, what happens when people get a submission on your leg? They can easily break your leg then. So does that mean we've got to stop doing submissions? Because they're not going to stop throwing a roundhouse kick. And you could break your arm by being thrown on the floor. You could break your leg by being thrown on the floor. You could throw a kick, twist your leg funny and break it. I actually had a training partner break their leg while throwing me. As they was throwing me over, they put their weight against their heel and their leg and actually snapped a small bone in their heel and their ankle. Yeah, not quite as graphic as a massive big leg break, but it was still a break, and it still meant they had to have a lot of time off of training. And I think it's a nasty thing, but it's something what comes with the sport. I don't want young fighters out there just start going mad with their leg conditioning because they're worried that's going to happen. Now, if just say you are someone who don't agree with me and you think you should go mad with your leg conditioning, you could probably build your shins up tough enough so they wouldn't break. Yeah, you definitely probably could. But then, all that time you've been doing that, you could have been spending that time doing other things and getting better at other things. If you're a young fighter coming into this game, you're probably on limited time on what you can learn in your session, evening session, especially if you're working and you've got other commitments. So you've got to weigh up what's more important. Do loads of leg conditioning because you don't want to break your leg, where the chances could be massive that you're not actually even going to break your leg. Or should you be focusing more on other things like sparring, techniques, your bag work, which is kind of doing leg conditioning and shin conditioning anyway. So just bear that in mind. Basically what happened with these leg breaks, I think it's just a bit of a freak accident. I just try not to let it freak you out too much, even though it is brutal and it's horrible to watch. And I really hope if it ever, or when it happens again in the future, because it probably will end up happening again, that they recover quickly, or if it happens to anyone, I really hope they recover quickly. So I just don't want people going mad with leg conditioning now. Stop with the leg conditioning. Like I said, I will be making a video on leg conditioning, how to condition the legs properly, the correct way. So make sure you subscribe to check that out. But as for that leg break situation, another thing I was going to mention in this video about maybe trying to place your kicks better or something like that. But not being funny, it's not like the fighters purposely throw for the knee, the top of the leg, where it's the most toughest part, and land towards the bottom of the shin, which is probably the more weaker part. Obviously it don't happen like that. They're trying to aim for the leg or the back of the leg. Like I said, it's just a horrible freak thing what happens, but sometimes these things happen in sport, martial arts, this sport. Like I said, it can happen with, you can break your arm, you can get arm. One of my friends got a head kick and he blocked incorrectly. He sort of panicked a bit, put his arm out, snapped his arm clean in half. So these things can happen. Try not to let it freak you out. Will it happen again? Yes, it is going to happen again. Will it happen to you? Probably not, so try not to stress and worry about it, especially if you've got a fight coming up. So anyway, I hope this has helped anyone, like especially if they get stressed and worried about it, because I ain't going to lie myself. When you see a nasty leg break like that and you're going back to training and you're in the gym and you're about to throw a leg kick and you're thinking, oh no, I don't know if I want to do that or not. You don't want to get that broken leg. But like I said, it's just a freak thing what happens. You're going to come across injuries. Hopefully, touch wood, you don't have a bad nasty injury like that. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you all soon.